I found out why my dog always hides when my boyfriend comes over and I'm disgusted. Ripley was a rescue, a skittish pit bull who flinched at sudden movements and cowered during thunderstorms. When I adopted her, the shelter warned me she'd been abused. For months, she slept under my bed instead of on it. Progress came in tiny victories. The first time she took treats from my hand, the morning she finally wagged her tail without looking guilty afterward. By year 2, she was mostly normal, except when Dominic visited. The moment his car pulled into the driveway, Ripley would vanish. Not just hiding, but disappearing so thoroughly I'd sometimes spend 20 minutes searching for her, behind the washing machine, inside my bedroom closet beneath a pile of winter coats. Once, impossibly, on top of the kitchen cabinets. Some dogs just don't like certain people. My friend Lena suggested over coffee. Maybe he smells like another animal? Dominic insisted it wasn't personal. I'm great with dogs, he'd say, showing me photos of his family's golden retrievers. She'll warm up eventually. He seemed perfect otherwise. Attentive, ambitious, close with his family. We'd been dating 8 months and were discussing moving in together. I tried not to see Ripley's behavior as an omen. Then came Wednesday night. I was running late at the clinic where I worked as a vet tech. Dominic texted that he'd go to my place and start dinner. He had a key, a relationship milestone we'd celebrated just weeks before. When I arrived home, the house felt wrong, too quiet. Dominic's car was in the driveway, but no sounds came from the kitchen. No music, no cooking noises, just silence. "Dom?" I called out, dropping my bag by the door. No answer. I found him in the living room, his back to me, standing perfectly still. "Hey, you okay?" I asked. When he turned, I saw the belt in his hands. My belt, the braided leather one I rarely wore. He wasn't holding it normally. It was doubled over, gripped like a weapon. "Your dog," he said flatly. She pissed on the kitchen floor. My throat tightened. "Where is she?" Taught her a lesson. His voice was different, colder. "Dogs need discipline." I pushed past him toward the kitchen, calling Ripley's name. Nothing. I searched frantically, finally finding her wedged behind the water heater in the utility closet. Her eye was swollen shut. A thin line of blood traced her ribs. Something inside me went very still. "Get out," I whispered when I returned to the living room. "Don't overreact. It was just discipline. Get out!" I screamed, my voice unrecognizable. His face changed then, the mask slipping. "You're choosing a fucking dog over me?" I didn't answer, just walked to the front door, opened it, and waited. When he finally brushed past me, he leaned in close. "You're making a mistake," he hissed. "No one will love you like I do." The words chilled me because I recognized their truth. No one else would love me like he did. Thank God. After he left, I sat on the bathroom floor for an hour, coaxing Ripley out with soft words and treats. The cut wasn't deep, but the betrayal was. I kept seeing his hands on that belt, kept hearing that cold voice. She had been trying to warn me all along. The next day, I changed my locks and blocked his number. When mutual friends asked what happened, I told the truth. Some believed me, others said I was overreacting. "He's so good with animals, though," they insisted. 2 months later, Lena called me. "Abby's dog has a broken leg," she said without greeting. She says it ran into a door, but I closed my eyes. "She's dating Dominic, isn't she?" The silence was confirmation enough. That weekend, I drove to Abby's apartment with Ripley's medical records and photos of her injuries. She wasn't home, but her roommate was. I told her everything. 3 days later, Abby called me crying. "How did you know?" she sobbed. "He seemed so perfect." I thought about Ripley, who now sleeps on my bed instead of under it, who no longer disappears when someone knocks on the door. "The animals always know," I said. "We just have to listen."